Hi everyone, welcome to our launch stream of Machine Learning Zoomcamp 2025 edition. This is a very important milestone for me because this is the 5th time we are launching this course. So this course has run already 4 times and this is the 5th time. It's amazing. So it shows that this course is in demand. Every time, every year we manage to get, I think first year was 6,000 people, then 8, and then it was all the time a very high amount of people who were interested in signing up for the course. And this is yet another iteration of this course. I am really happy to be here with all of you on this stream. So this is the poll I ran before we started. I was just wondering if you have any prior experience with machine learning. So I see that most of you had some exposure, but also roughly slightly less than half did not. Those who do not have any prior experience with machine learning, you do not need to worry, because in this course, we are actually going to talk about the introduction to machine learning and then introduction to machine learning engineering. So if you don't know anything about machine learning, it's actually you're in the right place. And this is how the course looks. So it's very practical, it's hands-on. There is a lot of coding and it's coding along. So I code something, I explain things. I may draw something on the screen to explain what's happening there. And you follow along, you also execute this code. And this is how we learn. So it's very hands-on, very technical. You'll code a lot. And because we will code a lot, I expect from you that you are comfortable with coding. We'll talk later about the prerequisites, but this is one of the requirements. You need to be very comfortable with coding. This course is based on a book called Machine Learning Bootcamp. I wrote this book some time ago. So the course that you're seeing right now, the course that you're taking right now, is based on the book. Each chapter was converted to a model of this book. But the book, when it comes to the course, it's easier to update the course than the book. So some of the things that I cover in the book, here in this course, they are not covered in the book. So some of the materials in the book are sadly outdated. I do not plan to update the book, but still, if you want a reference for this course, you can get the book. So that's the plan for today's launch stream. So we're going to talk about course. We're going to talk about the syllabus, prerequisites, how the course is organized. Then we'll talk about like other logistical things. This is the course team. Me, I'm the main instructor for this course. I've been doing this for, this is the 5th time. As I said, so many people took this course, so many people successfully finished the course, so many people found a job after this course. So I'm really happy to do this. Before I worked as a software engineer, first in Java, then I worked as a data scientist for quite some time. And now I focus primarily on education. Timur has been helping me since the first edition. So he was the student for the first cohort. And then since then, he has been helping me with homeworks, with materials. He's a bit less active, but you will still see his materials. And then you might wonder if this course is for you. I mentioned at the beginning that you need to be comfortable with programming because this is programming heavy. This is very hands-on. If you do not have any prior experience with programming, you'll struggle. If you don't know Python, it's fine. If you know any other major programming language like Java, JavaScript, or I don't know, Rust, whatever, you should be able to pick Python fairly quickly because we will use only a small subset of Python, like the simplest things. But we will also use command line a lot. So we'll use Git, we will run things in command line, like we will run Docker. We will, of course, also teach these things. I will show you how to do, but you should be able to open the terminal and run all these commands. What is not required is prior experience with machine learning. So those half of you who do not have any prior experience with machine learning, you shouldn't worry, you're in the right place. This is the main, entry point, the main, this is the repository for this course. This is where all the materials about the course are kept. So this is the link, Machine Learning Zoomcamp. I'm going to share it here. I'm going to put it in the live chat. I am also going to put it in the description of the video. So if you're watching this later in recording, you can just go under the video and you will be able to see the link. Of course, so you will see the link there. So if you go more, like it should update now, and you will see the link here. So now click on this link. And one thing I will ask you to do is give our course a star. So just click on this. So this is how it will look like. Just click on it. Please give us a star. It's very important. This way you will help us spread the word about this course. So right now we have 700 people on this stream. Some of you might already have given the star to this. But if you have not, please do this now. I'll give you some time and I'll explain why it's important. So if every one of you now will go there and leave a star there, what will happen is GitHub will see that so many people start the repo. It will show the course in trending in GitHub trends, and many people check trends. So others will see the course and will join it too. So you will help others discover this course. So please do that. And this repo, as I said, is the main quote unquote entry point for this course. All the materials, everything that we need is here in this repo. And so here's the outline. So there are some important links, the outline. So you see the syllabus with all the details. So this is the main source of information about the course. And all the modules are here in these folders. So for example, if you want to get the first module, right? So right now we are starting the first module. So you go here in the intro, and then we have this structure that each module, each unit has its own file, markdown file, and then you go through this, you click here, you watch the video. If you want, you can check the notes that are there. So the notes are contributed by your fellow students or somebody who has taken the course in the past. So you watch this, and then at the end there is homework. You will find the homework. We'll talk more about the homework, but homework along with the other things that are relevant for this 2025 cohort is in cohorts/2025. You see, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So amazing. It's number 5. So this is where all the resources that are specific for this cohort, this is where they are located. So for you, like this is a stream, a session that we already had where I was answering your questions. I will put the link. I can do this right now, actually. So the link to this thing here. And so this is so basically all the materials that are relevant for this cohort are here. So for the homework, you can go we will of course share this on Telegram, but this is actually still a draft. So this is not a ready homework. I will make it ready. I will publish it today after the stream. I need to finish a few things before this. Okay, but this is how you use the repo. So again, like all the modules, they're here in folders, and specific things that are specific to this cohort, they're here, and usually this is homework. Right. So I already asked you to give a star. If you have not given a star, please do it now. I see that there are some questions in the live chat. For that, there is a pinned link in the live chat. So let me just quickly show you. Because I will answer your questions at the end. I cannot answer them right now. So you click here. And you see this thing with questions. Maybe your question was already asked. So my internet is very slow, sorry. Maybe your question was already asked. You can see here and upvote if this is the question you have, or if it wasn't asked, you just type your question here. So I will not be able to go through the entire live chat history and answer your questions. We will do this at the end, and please use Slido for asking questions. Okay. So thank you for giving the course our repo a star. Now let's talk about the actual content, what we plan to cover. There are 9 modules, even though you might see that here we have number 10. Number 7 is missing. 7 is a project, midterm project. That's why it's missing. So it's 9 modules here. Oops, wait, sorry. I'll go here. It's actually 10, but the last one, number 11, is optional. It's very outdated, and I don't have time to update the materials for this one. So, but I'll talk about this later. Anyways, now let's talk about the content of each module. In the very first module, in the one we have today, we will talk about machine learning, what it is. I will give you an introduction to machine learning. We will have some math here, very, very basic, so don't be afraid. We'll just, I'll just conceptually explain what machine learning is using a few formulas. So this is fine. We also have introduction to linear algebra. We will use a bit of linear algebra. And there, the way I introduce linear algebra is through programming. So if you are a developer, you shouldn't worry. Like you will be able to understand. And if you took math, if you took a linear algebra class when you were studying, that's more than enough. If you did not, all the things you need for this course, I give you in this very first module. So this is an introduction module. We talk about some prerequisites. We also set up the environment here in this module. And I talk about, like, this is just an overview of how you do things with machine learning, what kind of problems you solve, and how you approach building a machine learning project, right? So there are things like this. So this is the first module. We'll just get to know the libraries. We'll just get to know what machine learning is. We will implement a few things with NumPy, with Pandas, with like these data science libraries. I shared the link in the live chat, and also it's in the description. I see that somebody is asking about the link. So here in the description, you click on that link and you get the website. Okay. Then in the second module, we are going to talk about linear regression. Linear regression is the problem where we want to predict a number. So we have a set of features and the numbers. So the goal is predicting the number. Usually it could be price or distance or time or something. Like usually it's a number, right? So this is the regression problem. And in this module, we will be looking at predicting the prices of cars. And we will implement the regression model, the linear regression model ourselves using NumPy. This is not what we will do in the rest of the course, but here I just wanted to show that machine learning is not some sort of magic. It's just a bunch of formulas implemented with code. So we will get a feeling of that by implementing the code ourselves, but then in the homework, we will actually use the library. Then in module number 3, we will talk about classification. So we will talk about binary classification. Binary classification is when you want to predict if something is true or false, or something is there or it's missing, if something is yes or no, right? And the problem we're going to cover is churn prediction. So the use case is that we are running a telecom company, and we have some customers, and some of the customers may decide to cancel the contract with us. And we collected some data about the customers. We also know who in the past canceled the contract, who did not cancel. And using this data, who canceled the contract, we can determine if somebody is going to cancel the contract in the future. This is called churn. And what we can do with the people who we think are going to leave our company is we can target them with promotion. So this is the use case we will cover in module number 3. And then we will also talk about evaluating the quality of our models using different metrics, like here you see this ROC curve and things like that. This is what we're going to talk about in module number 4, evaluation. So we will see, we'll talk about precision, recall, and all things like that. So this is, I have to warn you, this is a very, conceptual and little abstract module. So this, some people said that this is one of the most difficult modules. So for this one, you may take a little more time to get used, but with practice, the more you work with machine learning, the easier these things become. But this is a very important chapter. So this is probably one of the most important ones in this course. Okay, and then in module number 5, we will talk about model deployment. So once we deploy it, once we train the model, once we have a model, now we need to make it available. Because we were talking about churn prediction. And probably the marketing department wants to use this churn model in order to understand if this customer is going to leave or not. And if this customer is going to leave, they want to send some promotional message, right? If we don't make our model available to others, then our model is useless, right? So we want to make it available. And this is what we're going to cover in module number 5. We're going to talk about model deployment. And this is one of the modules where we updated the materials. Before we used Flask, now it's FastAPI, and we use some other new libraries for this module. So all the materials before, the modules from 1 to 4, you will still use the old materials because it hasn't really changed. But when it comes to model deployment, new libraries appeared, new tools appeared, and we are going to cover these tools in this module. Then next module, we'll talk about other sorts or other type of models, which are tree-based models. So before it was regression, now it's tree-based. It's just a different kind of models that are better at some tasks and worse at other tasks. We will talk about these models, and we will also discuss when it's better to use what. And for this particular case, for this particular module, the project we will use will be predicting if somebody will default on a loan. So let's say we work at a bank, and a customer comes to us, says, I want to have a car. And we may decide that this customer, might not be able to pay back. So we think that this customer is too risky, then therefore we decline the request. Or alternatively, we think that it's fairly safe to lend money to this customer, and then we approve the request. So this is the model we're going to work. And by the way, I think I didn't mention that in all the modules, in all the chapters of this course, our focus is on projects. So it's project first and theory second. So we just cover enough theory to and enough we look at the library. We just cover enough in order to solve this particular problem. So this is like project-based learning. So this is what we will do in the first 6 modules, and then in module number 7, or this is not a module, this is a project, you will actually need to put everything we learned so far in practice. So we were doing project-based learning, and I was showing you how to do this, but now it will be your turn to actually do a project on yourself, or of your own, by yourself. So you will need to find a data set that you like, and then go through all the things we covered before. So you will need to do something very similar. And very important thing, so once you train a model, you will also need to deploy this model to the cloud. Once we are past that, so for the project, it will take roughly 3 weeks. After that, we will talk about neural networks, and we will build an image classifier, an image classification model. So this model will take images of different clothing items like t-shirts that you see here on this picture, and then we will classify that. We will say, okay, this is a t-shirt, or this is a skirt, this is shoes, this is hat, something like that. So this is another model that we updated, or will update actually. So here in the old materials, we use Keras. Keras is becoming less popular. People now tend to use PyTorch. So we will have materials, updated materials that show how to do the same model, how to build the same model using PyTorch. We will still keep the old content with Keras because a lot of theory is there. Like I explained how neural networks work, like what all these things are, like what is a fully connected layer, what is global average pooling, what is a dense layer, what is dropout, like all these things I will explain. But I will explain with Keras. This is the old video, but then I will just show in an extra video how to implement all these things with PyTorch. Then later, once we build this model, in the next module, we'll see how to deploy this model with AWS Lambda. This is also a module we will have an update for this year, for this cohort. Previously, we used TensorFlow Lite, but it became problematic. We use a new thing called ONNX. ONNX is a very convenient framework. You can train a model in any framework, be it TensorFlow, PyTorch, I don't know, anything else. And then you convert this to ONNX format, and then you can serve using ONNX runtime. So it doesn't matter if in the previous model you use Keras or PyTorch, you will be able to take this model and deploy this model with AWS Lambda, and we will show you how. And after that will be another deployment module where we will talk about Kubernetes. Kubernetes has been for quite some time the standard for running web services in the industry. So we will show you how to take the model we developed and how to deploy this model with Kubernetes. And finally, this is an optional model, as I said, KServe. So this is a framework on top of Kubernetes to make it easier to deploy machine learning. But it's outdated. I don't know if the materials I have there they still work. So that's why it's functional. I don't have time to update this. I don't know if it's actually used very commonly in the industry or not. So I would suggest to actually focus on Kubernetes. But if you want to go further and explore other things, you can also check KServe. So that's the main content for the module and for the course, sorry. Then after that, we will have a few other things. So you will need to implement another project and optionally another project again. So in total, we will have 3 projects. And in order to finish the course, you will need to pass 2 of them. So if you pass Midterm and Capstone 1, you will get a certificate. Or if you pass Capstone 1 and Capstone 2, you will also get a certificate. Then we will also have some extra activities like an article. If you want to learn something extra outside of the course and share it with the community, you can write an article. And also this will be a part of the course. Or I don't know if we will do this actually this year or not. We will run a Kaggle competition like we did last years. So last year, what did we do? So last year it was a demand forecasting problem. So we were predicting how many items we need to buy for a warehouse. Before that, we had a deep learning problem with classification. So we will probably have another competition. So this will be yet another chance for you to learn some machine learning. So that's the main activities. I also wanted to show you this website that we created recently. So this is DataTalks.Club/notes. Here we are putting all the notes from all our courses. So here for Machine Learning Zoomcamp, we have notes for module number 1. But this is a community-driven resource, so anyone can edit this page on GitHub. So here on GitHub, you can just submit a pull request with your notes. So this way, we want to build a central place, central location with all the notes for all our courses. We already have some notes here. So if you go to any of the units, you see that we have some notes here, right, from the previous participants. For example, this is Chris BM. So there are some notes. So we want to move all these notes into the central location so it's easier for everyone to use these notes. So you're welcome to use it or contribute. Then you can also find notes from community members who previously took the course and they decided to publish the notes. So, for example, here are the notes from Alvaro. He was taking part in cohort number 1. Yeah, it was quite some time ago. So he was very meticulously documenting everything. So I really like his notes. Yeah, but this is his notes, and we want to build like community notes that are for everyone. So bookmark this page. Okay, so yeah. We're almost done. I just want to talk about, so we talked about the content, the main content, the notes. I just want to talk about logistics, how exactly we're going to run. Because I saw there were questions, is it recorded, is it pre-recorded? So let me answer all these things. So the lessons are pre-recorded. So all the things that you saw here, you can actually, like, let me show it again. So ML Zoomcamp. When you go to a module, let's say it's a module about NumPy, right? So you just click on the video and you watch the video. So this video was recorded a while ago, and you just go through this video and you follow along. So the lessons are pre-recorded. There are some live streams like the one we have today, like the one we had a few weeks ago. Usually we announce these streams separately, so there is no predefined schedule for this for the live sessions. So mostly all the content is pre-recorded. It's already published on our YouTube channel. It's already, all the links are already in the GitHub repo. This is how you find them. We used to have office hours where every week we would get together and I would answer your questions, but these questions are repetitive. So what you can do is you can just check the office hours from the previous years. They're super useful. You will find a lot of interesting things there, but we are no longer doing office hours, right? So you can just go and check recordings from the previous years. And then we will have 3 projects, as I said. Each of these projects, like all of them, follow the same structure. First 2 weeks you work on the project, and then the 3rd week you are doing peer reviewing. So you are reviewing other course participants, and you should think about this as an opportunity to learn from your peers, so they have implemented something, and you will need to review 3 of your peers. And only if you do the peer reviewing, then you will be able to pass the project. So this is a mandatory step in the project process. I think I have another thing here about that. Yeah, maybe not. But again, so you will, as we are approaching the projects, and maybe it's like 1 week before, I will share all the materials you need for that. So you will get announcements, you will get all the information you need for that. Okay, then we have some this picture was taken so long ago, but we have some playlists, and I want to show you this playlist. So it's easy to get lost here because we have so many playlists. There are, if you just check Machine Learning Zoomcamp, you see that there are quite a lot of them, right? What you're interested in is Machine Learning Zoomcamp, this playlist with 107 videos. So these are all the units, all the videos, and you can just watch along, just watch all the videos from this playlist. There are some playlists with numbers like Machine Learning Zoomcamp 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. I will also create one with 2025. They usually contain videos that are specific for a particular iteration of the course. So for example, here, when we used to have office hours, you see here we have more videos because we had office hours. Starting from 2023, we stopped having them because they are kind of the same. So you don't have to, but you can if you want. You can check these things, right? But this Machine Learning 2025 will probably have at least 2 videos. The pre-course Q&A video that we had a few weeks ago, this one, and this particular stream that we are having right now. So again, for you, the most interesting thing is the most relevant thing is this Machine Learning Zoomcamp. Okay, and I need to update this number because yeah, we have grown quite a lot since this picture was taken. Okay, so this is where you find the playlist. Okay, I have a few other things, right? So let's see what I have. So first of all, there is a FAQ document. We tend to have a lot of questions. People ask questions in Slack, and there is a central place for all the questions. So there is this document, FAQ, frequently asked questions, and this is the format. So you have like sections. So these are general questions, like how do I sign up? When is the next cohort? Is it live? What if I miss a session? And so on. And also, let me check. Okay, so module number 2. So these are specific questions for each module. Like, for example, how do you check if the data has long tail? Where do you get California housing data set? Or yeah, like these things. Basically, if you have a question, the first thing you need to check is you need to go to this document and see if your question was answered. What is this thing? I have no idea. I don't think it's relevant. So you need to see if your question was answered here in this document. And if it was not, then you go to Slack and answer and ask your question. And so this is a very important document. You probably will want to bookmark it and check it. Then homework, I have separate slides for homework. Certificate, we will have a certificate at the end. As I said, we have 3 projects, and you need to pass 2 projects out of 3, and only then you will get the certificate. Homeworks in this sense are optional, so it does not matter if you, let's say you did not do any homeworks, you just do a certificate, and then at the end you can still get you just do the projects, and then at the end you can still get the certificate. So in this sense, homeworks are optional, but you still should do them to make sure that you understand the content of the module. So in order for you to check your understanding, every week, every module will have its own homework that we will ask you to do some things, and then you will need to submit your answers. And let me just show you how it looks like. So I'll take this from so first of all, this is the link for this. It's the form for submitting is still closed, but you can see the deadlines when each of the homeworks should be submitted by when, right? So once it's open, I'll make an announcement, but for now, let me just show you how it looked in the previous year. So we ask you to do some things and then report back the results. So usually you would just put, hey, what is the pandas version? There are some instructions here. So this is how it looked like last year. It will look exactly like that this year. So there is a question, there are some instructions of what you need to do, and then you do this. and then you come up with some answer, and then you put this answer to this form. And then at the end, you submit. There's a button, submit. So you just submit. Right, so this is how it looks like. It's very important. It's mandatory to publish all the code for the homework. So you work on the homework, you publish the code somewhere, preferably it should be your GitHub. You can create a separate repo for this. So you create a separate repo for this, you publish all the homework, and then at the end, when you submit the homework, like all the answers here, you put your homework URL here. And by the way, you will not see the green things. So this is already a homework that is overdue. So you will just see this form where you can select one of the answers. Then you click submit, and you will only see the questions after the form is closed. So usually it's after the deadline. So once the deadline is over, we close the form, and then you will see if your answer was correct or not. And it's very important to submit the URL. We also encourage you to share the links you learned. Let's share the things you learned. We will talk about this right now. So there is this concept learning in public. And we encourage you to do that. Yeah, so you learn something and you can just keep it for yourself and not share it with everyone. This is learning in private, I guess. This is what most people do. But what we want to encourage you to do is learn in public. So instead of just keeping things to yourself, we want you to publish things on social media, create blog posts where you actively share what you learn. And this is how a post can look like. You say, okay, I just completed this module. And yeah, I put an article. So this is what Jessica did. So she wrote an article and then she shared this article on LinkedIn. So we want to encourage you to do that as much as possible. And there are many reasons for that. And yeah, so this is how you do this. This is how it looks like in the learning, in the course management platform, in this homework form. Right now it's not active, but you will see here learning in public. You will have some fields, and then you will be able to add links to your LinkedIn posts, links to your Twitter posts, links to your, I don't know, whatever, Instagram posts. And also if you wrote some blogs, you can also link them there. Yeah, and everything that you do, like all the correct questions to homework and all the links you share, they contribute to the score you get. And then we also have something like a leaderboard. So this is how our leaderboard looks like. When you answer questions correctly and when you share progress, you get points. So these are virtual points. They don't mean anything, but still we kind of have a leaderboard where everyone can see what people are doing. And then, for example, Alexander, so he, for the first module, he got all the 6 questions correctly. He contributed to FAQ, and he shared 7 links for learning in public. And then we can see his posts here. Yeah, so this is how learning in public looks like. So we want to encourage you to do that. That's why we are actually giving these points for learning in public, and this is how you can see what others are sharing. And then we have this leaderboard. Okay. I probably, yeah, so for you, like if you're not used to that, you might wonder, like, why should I bother learning in public? Why should I do this? I recently interviewed a few graduates who graduated from this particular course. One is Pastor Soto and another one is Daniel Egbe. I interviewed them like fairly recently. Both of them were very active in on social media during the course. And for many of them, actually what they said during the interview, and you can find this interview on our YouTube, what they said during the interview, that one of the things that really helped them during the after the course is sharing their progress, because you can just read it here. I don't think I should talk about this. You can just, I don't know, come back to this and see. But sharing things in public led to getting, for them, led to many opportunities that otherwise they wouldn't discover. Like Pastor was able to, he was, for example, approached by recruiters from Meta. Daniel found a machine learning internship. They all found some freelance projects. And yeah, so you can check these interviews. You can go through this slide. But this is a really good thing to actually share what you learn, because many good things will happen if you do this. So if you're not sure if you do this, if you should do this or not, just give it a try, and you will also get extra points for the leaderboard. And this is a story that I include in all the streams we have. So this is a story from Michael. This is from our Data Engineering Zoomcamp. If you took any of our courses before, you have seen this slide. I am just going to let you read this. And so if I haven't, if I didn't manage to convince you to learn in public, maybe Michael will. Okay, so I hope you liked this little encouragement from Michael. So let's see what I have next. Why it's not working. Okay, I think we talked about many things already. So I talked about this FAQ document. Then let's talk about Slack. So when you joined the course, when you left your email in the form, you should have received an automatic email with the link to Slack. If you did not, it's okay. You can go to DataTalks.Club and leave your email here, click join, and then you'll get invited to Slack. If it doesn't work for some reasons, then you can click here, and there is a form that you can fill in. And then once per day, we review this form and we add people manually, those who cannot get in. So this is how you get to Slack. There is also a link here. Yeah, there's actually a link to the course channel. So I want to talk about Slack right now. So let me open my other browser. So first I'll mark wait, okay, so this is my fake account. So when you join, it will probably like that, except like, how can I do this? Oh, okay. So it will be all red. Right, so you will not have this channel. So let me just leave this channel. So, and you will not have this channel. Right, so this will be the list of channels that you will see when you join. And Machine Learning Zoomcamp, which is the channel for this course, is not one of them. And then you can just, in order to find this channel, you click on Add Channels, Browse Channels, and then Course ML Zoomcamp. Then click here, and then Join Channel. And then I wanted to talk about some guidelines for using Slack. So first of all, please never share pictures. Just take a screenshot, right? Why do you need to take pictures with your phone? And so this is not very pleasant to read, so please don't do this. Don't share pictures in general, because if you're asking for help and you're sharing a screenshot, for me, if I'm from my phone, it's very difficult to read what you have on this screenshot. So just copy paste things in Slack and then it will be way easier for us to actually help you if you just copy paste things instead of taking a screenshot, or even worse, taking a picture of the code with your phone and then posting it. Then another thing I see that here, what is happening? Another example, we need to use threads. So for example, here, instead of writing hello everyone, where I can find the notes in GitHub for ML Zoomcamp, it should have been one message, right? So you don't do this, you put everything in one message. And then if we want to reply, so this is how Alejandro did. So Alejandro replied in thread, and I will show you how to do this. So you click on the message you want to reply, and wait, I think this is what we do, reply in threads, right? Now you say, hey, hello, the notes are here. And then I think the link, Alejandro already shared the link, but Alejandro shared the link to the GitHub repo, and I will share the link to these notes. Yeah, Alejandro did all that. So what I will do is I just noticed, yeah, maybe I shared something that somebody already did. I can just go ahead and delete my message. So please use threads. Do not reply outside of the thread, and please combine all your messages in one. Don't share pictures of your code. Don't share screenshots of your code unless it's really necessary. If you have an error, just copy paste the error. This is way easier to help you. So yeah, thank you for Shake and Abhilash for letting me illustrate some of the points. So this is how you use Slack. By the way, what I also wanted to show you is if you're in Berlin, if you're in Germany, we have, like in general, we have this meetings channel. So for UK, USA, Canada, and so on. In particular, if you're in Germany, in Berlin, we regularly meet for dinners, lunches, or breakfasts. And today we have a meeting. So you can find all the information in meetings Germany. Yeah. So another thing is, please, for course-related things, always use course ML Zoomcamp. Don't put this in general. So I'll be doing a little cleaning, so I'll remove most of these messages. So for course-related stuff, always use the course channel. I think I just answered that. Muhammad, I hope you're watching the video. Okay, so these house rules, I already mentioned most of them. So in Slack, there are many, many, many things. It's not just for this course, right? That's why it's very important to always use ML, course ML Zoomcamp for asking your questions. And if a question is not relevant to, if I see a question about the course that is not in the course channel, I'll simply delete it because I warned you, right? So we want to keep the place tidy. That's why we need to do a little cleaning, and that's why we need to follow some rules. Then if you want to ask a question, before that, please check FAQ. Use threads. I already talked about threads. And please don't tag me or Timur in your messages when you have a question. So first of all, we will see your questions anyways. And second, when you tag me, it means you're directing your question at me, and others who might also have who might also know the answer to this question, they will be like, but he's asking, or they are asking Alexei, so I'll pass, I will not reply, right? So you're limiting the number of people who reply by tagging somebody else, right? So if you just ask your question without tagging anyone, then your fellow students who experience this problem, who already solved this problem, they can just jump in and reply. So please don't tag instructors. We will see your questions anyways. And speaking of FAQ, what I wanted to also show is this. We have this FAQ. What? How do you actually call it? Sorry. Yeah, Zoomcamp Q&A bot. Zoomcamp Q&A bot. Because I know that going through this long FAQ could be difficult. That's why we have this bot. I just discovered the course and I still join it. You can use the bot for asking questions, but please don't overuse this. For some things, you can just open the FAQ and see the answer. Also, often you can just scroll up and see somebody asking the same question. So don't ask something that somebody right before you asked. Yeah, please just take a bit of time before posting your question to see if you can figure this out on your own, right? But then you can take the bot when you ask something. The bot in most cases will be able to help you. So yes, you can join the course even though it has already started. And if the bot doesn't know, then somebody, me, or somebody else from the course participants will jump in and answer. Okay. So there was a question, how do you find the link to the homework? We will make the announcements in Telegram. I will need to talk about Telegram too. But this is courses.datatalks.club, and then you go to Machine Learning Zoomcamp, and these are all the homeworks. Okay. Telegram. So we have a Telegram channel. You will find the link here. Telegram announcements. When you go to the course repo, Telegram announcements, all the announcements will be are announced there on the course Telegram channel. We will not be using emails for announcements because of the Google anti-spam rules. It's very difficult to actually properly implement this for making announcements. That's why we're using Telegram. If you don't want to install Telegram, it's fine, because we will be so there is a bot that is taking all the announcements from Telegram and reposting them in Slack. So if you're in Slack and you don't want to install Telegram, it's fine because you will see the announcements anyways. But I still recommend you to install Telegram. Like once you finish the course and you don't need it, you just delete it. Right? But it's just easier. It's like just a separate channel only for announcements. Because in this channel, in Slack, you will see many other things. We will not make announcements here. We'll make announcements in Telegram. So it's just easier to see them there. Okay, so this is how you get the link to Telegram. And by the way, you also have it on here on the QR code. Yeah. What else? I still want to talk about, like, you still have a lot of questions, right? So I want to take some time to answer your questions. So we will take a little more time right now. So I'll go through the questions you have. Just last thing. So this year, I don't know if we will have sponsors or not, because this course is free. But the way I earn money is through sponsorship. So usually for courses, I find a sponsor. So this is usually a tool that is quite relevant for the course. I usually try to make sure that the tools we get as sponsors, the companies, they are super relevant and for the course content. Right now for this course, we don't have yet any sponsors, but we still offer this course for free, even though we don't have sponsors for this one. If you want to support me personally, you can use this link. I will now put it in the live chat. So if you received any value from this course, so first of all, I put it in the description, then I will put it, where is it? Yeah, I think I lost it. What is happening? Okay, so just find it in the description. So this thing. So your support is very important. If you think this course is good, if you want to support me, if you want me to continue publishing free courses, please use this link. So you can decide if you want to support me on an ongoing basis or if it's a one-time support. Even if you donate, I don't know, 5 or 10 euros, it's still very good. But that said, of course, this is very important, very pleasant. I'm still working on getting more sponsors for this course too. You will get announcements if we manage to do that. Okay, I think it's time for questions, and I already shared the link. You have this is a pinned link in the live chat. What I want to do is this, right? So now let's go through the questions you have. Okay, the first one. What strategy would you recommend to a software engineer who is currently unemployed and wants to be employable for ML AI engineering position in the next few months? Okay, in the next few months, meaning that during the course, right? So one thing is learning in public, but this course is like 5 months. I don't know what exactly you mean by a few months. But what I would recommend, like let's say we're not talking about this course right now. You're just asking my recommendation. What I would recommend is focus on projects, on building projects. So, and this is what we actually do in the course. Focus on doing projects and then publishing these projects, publishing the results of these projects, and doing this in public, doing this publicly. So you every day you learn something, you publish something on LinkedIn saying today I learned this, today I learned that. So this way you can check the slide I had about learning in public. So you'll have many there are many good things that will happen if you do that. So I would recommend doing that. I would recommend doing projects, and then with that also active networking, right? And then once you have portfolio, you're learning your progress, you can start reaching out to companies. Yeah, this is what I would recommend. If we talk about like, I don't know, 1-2 months, if we talk about half a year, then you take the course, you share all the progress, you do all the projects in this course. Again, you share the projects, you take part in all the extra activities we have, like competition, like article. You share all that on LinkedIn, and you're building. This way, you're building connection with other people. You're getting extra visibility, and then yeah, you're networking. So this is what I'm suggesting. I have already registered for the course, but how can I actually enroll or join the platform? So all you need to do in order to submit the homework, you don't need to do anything, right? So you just, once the form is open, there will be an announcement. You just go here, click. You of course have to log in to the platform. You click, you select the answers, you click submit, and that's it. So it doesn't matter if you actually register it in the Airtable thing. So the Airtable form that you saw, this is just for announcements, but it's not important. It doesn't matter if you sign up there or not. This course management platform is a separate thing. You just go here. Once the form is open, you submit the answers, and that's it. And when it comes to the code of the homework, you put it to GitHub. Is there a way to pass the course and receive a certificate earlier than 4 months? No. You have to pass 2 projects out of 3. And the second project is likely to finish somewhere beginning of January, probably. So yeah, the earliest you get a certificate is January. I know a few topics listed on the course. Can I skip them? Yeah, you can skip what you like. All the content is optional. The only things that are not optional are projects. So you need to pass 2 out of 3 projects in order to get a certificate. All the rest is optional. Will a student be able to work on competitions on Kaggle? Yeah. How often are live sessions? Never. We don't really, like, apart from this one and the one we had, we will not have any live sessions. Can we start module 1 to 4? I think this question is from before. So yeah, now you can start with module number 1. But if you, let's say, now finish the module number 1 and want to go to module number 2, you can do that. Like, you don't have to wait till we start the module number 2 officially. A few weeks ago, there was a workshop about UV and FastAPI. Should we use UV in 2025 ML Zoomcamp rather than Anaconda? it is recommended to mix UV and Anaconda. So we will use both. Anaconda is just a very convenient way of installing Python. In Anaconda, there is also a package manager called Conda that I don't recommend using. I recommend to use UV. So Anaconda is just an easy way to install Python, especially if you're on Windows. On Windows, you just download Anaconda, and it has all the libraries you need. But if you want to install extra libraries, or if you want to create a virtual environment, you should use UV. So this is what we actually show in the course in module number 5. And the workshop that this person is mentioning about UV and FastAPI, it's actually now a part of this course. So in the course, in module number 5, we will have some old videos, but we will also have this workshop. So for the theory part, you can watch the old videos, but then the new code will be the video from that workshop. Would we learn the ML algorithms programmatically or mathematically, and which one helps in the interviews? So we will learn kind of neither. So we will implement one of the algorithms, which is linear regression. Then we will most of the time use libraries. In some cases, we will look under the hood a little bit to see how these algorithms work. And with this information, you can actually implement the algorithms, but this is not the part of the course. The part of the course, the focus of the course is on solving on projects. And the project is, let's say you want to build a model that is predicting whether a customer will churn or not. For that, you don't need to implement an algorithm yourself, right? So for that, you use a library. So this will be the focus of the course. So we want to teach you to build applications. So it's a machine learning engineering course. It's not a machine learning theory course. Can you talk about ML models that are applicable for energy systems applications? No, I don't think I can. Sorry, I don't understand. Like, I need more information. Will the course include machine learning using Spark? No. What resource you recommend to tackle an advanced Kaggle problem? Kaggle. So if you want to tackle an advanced Kaggle problem, you just go to Kaggle, you check forums, you see what people are talking, what people are sharing, and you just try to do as many things as possible. What is Capstone project? And this is something we have to pay. No, like everything is free. Capstone is just a fancy name for kind of gradation project, right? So we have Midterm project, which happens in the middle of the course, and Capstone is something happens at the end. Everything is free, but of course, if you think that the course is valuable, you can share, you can donate. I shared the link. Also, it's possible to donate larger amounts of money. So right now the form is like, you can put $10 or $15 there. But let's say you want to support with the course with more money, then what you can do is you can ask your employer. Usually you have some sort of training budget, and then I can send you an invoice, and then this way you can use your training budget to support us, but you don't have to. So this is free. But of course, yeah, as I say, we welcome donations. Can I use pre-trained model on my Capstone on midterm projects? Focusing more on deployment. Depends what you mean. So you need to still include some training element. If you don't do this, you will just lose some points. You will still probably be able to pass the project. It's just in some of the criteria, you'll score 0. Will there be a percentage mark scored shown in certificate? No, in the certificate we just show if you passed or not. Will there be some advantage for people who will score high? There will be some advantage. Probably they will score high because they are sharing things in public. And because they are sharing things in public, they will be more noticeable by other people. So they will have, how to say, more networking opportunities, more job opportunities, and things like that. But not because of the high score, but because they are doing what we want to encourage you to do with this course. Also, we have this thing, the leaderboard. Where is it? So in the leaderboard, So the participants, they're just more visible. So let's say we have how many? Like more than 1,000 people, right? So if I don't know, recruiters or somebody come here, they will only go through 50 people, right? So they will not go through all the 1,000. So for people with high scores, it's just easier to find them. So these are the advantages, but the score will not be shown anywhere on the certificate. As a data engineer intern with moderate skills in Spark, Python, SQL, will learning ML help me transition into data science or ML engineering? Yeah, of course. I'm learning algorithms and understanding how models work. But while building, I am unable to learn to build industry level projects which show business impact. Any help? I guess you're at the right place. You can start with module number 5 and take a look at other deployment models. Do you think if I start taking Python from today, can I survive in the bootcamp? Yeah. I'm working as a data engineer, good hands-on experience on Python, PySpark, and Databricks, and I have good work experience. Okay. What's the question? What are assumed prerequisites we should have to? Yeah, I talked about the prerequisites already. I learn ML models and how they work, but how to use them to build industry level projects, how to scale idea and show business impact. I mean, this is not something you can learn in courses, right? If you talk about business impact. Here we show you how to build a project. Here we show you how to deploy this project. But business impact is something that you can only learn at work, right? So you probably need to be like at least middle level or maybe senior. Then you just understand how to do this. So the only way to learn business impact is just making business impact, I guess. I don't know if this is what you wanted to hear, but yeah. So here in the course, we show you the basics. You focus on projects, on building your portfolio. You get hired, and then there you learn how to bring business impact. Any prerequisite resources that will be helpful throughout the course, like probability and stats, linear algebra, algorithms. Like maybe a tiny bit of linear algebra, but we covered that in module number 1. Will you make one ML Zoomcamp for ML research? In order to make a Zoomcamp for ML research, I need to be able to do ML research, and I don't think I'm the right person. So I've been an engineer all this time. So I have done a bit of research, but yeah, and I also don't know what exactly you mean by that. So no. Can you suggest any requirements on selecting datasets for the midterm and capstone projects, like complexity of datasets? Like it should be more than 100 rows. That's pretty much it. Like you can collect the dataset yourself if you want. Like it should be. I don't. Yeah, let's say you come across data and you don't know if it's good or not. Just yeah, it's recorded. For deployment, we will use Yeast. We will only use Python for deployment. Is there the DataTalks.Club roadmap bootcamp for data science with machine learning? What? I guess this one. DBA with a strong focus on infrastructure and Kubernetes transition into AI/ML roles. What types of roles within the AI/ML ecosystem would be a good fit? ML engineer, the one we are talking about here right now. So for you, probably the interesting parts will be the deployment parts or the AI ML parts or ML parts, and less the deployment because you already know Kubernetes. You can just skip it. Will there be a penalty for not joining classes? No. If we get stuck and also can't get unstuck in Slack, do we have a tutor to ask for help? I mean, Slack is your tutor, so there are other students. I also will help. Yeah, that's all the help you get. But also, like the best tutor is ChatGPT, I guess. Like ChatGPT knows everything we cover in the course and more, so it will help. AI platform engineering, cloud AI engineering, infrastructure engineer, LLM ops. Do you do Zoom camps to target these roles? No. I think we should be, maybe let me answer quickly. I don't know. Any more questions? Then we'll call it a day. We already did office hours, not doing more. If I have question, how many hours of previous videos do I have to watch to see if my question is there? I mean, you don't have to do anything. You can just, if you want, you watch. If you don't want, you don't watch. Then you check the FAQ document. That's probably the easiest way. So you check office hours only if you want to learn more about the course, right? What we also want to do, and this was one of the hackathon projects, we didn't finish it, but maybe we'll do this later, is we want to build an AI system, go through old videos and enhances FAQ with, like, if there is a record, a question that is not covered in FAQ, we want to add this from the video to the FAQ document. But this is not done yet, so you can just watch the videos if you want. If you don't want to watch them, yeah, then you don't. Are peer reviews matched automatically? Yeah, it's automatic. How closely does the project structure in the course reflect real tasks done by ML engineers in startup and companies? So, because I worked at startups and companies, I try to match it to think, okay, what is important to cover in the project, and then the way the criteria are organized is to reflect what is important. For deployment, should we register? Yeah, you should have an AWS account. Which cloud would be more popular? Like, all of them are popular and all of them are kind of similar, so it doesn't really matter. In the course, we show AWS, so probably it will be easier, but then at the end, doesn't really matter. So if you, let's say, have already an Azure cloud, you can just go with this. How much basic ML specific system design we will cover? We will not cover system design at all. Yeah, no system design. Is there any batch, please? Yeah. Right now. How do we find each other projects? Yeah, it's automatic assignments. I have no questions, but wanted to say you're such a legendary person helping a vast number of people with highly valuable skills. Yeah, thank you. So right now I'm showing heart, but you don't see it because I have my camera off. Sorry. I think I answered that question. What is the percentage of who received a certificate from previous courses? That's easy to answer. So we go to our courses. We go to Machine Learning Zoomcamp 2024. We go to course dashboard, and we see that there's some statistics. So 1,030 people enrolled, meaning they attempted to submit at least one homework. And then this is the number of submissions for each of the homeworks. And this is the time they spent. Like, for example, on average, people spend 4 hours on watching videos for module number 1 and 1 hour on homeworks. So 5 hours in total. And the average score they got on the homework was 7. Right? So this is the sort of statistics you have on this dashboard. And then here, yeah. Anyways, the question was how many people fail. So this is how many people passed the project. This is how many people failed the project. So in total, the number of attempts was this plus this. And it means that I think I need to fix that. So it's this is more like failure rate. So it's like 85% complete managed to complete the course. So I think it's good numbers. Okay, so let me answer one more question and then we'll Should be the first one. How does this course remain relevant to today's learners who are already using LLMs to get done things? Yeah, I'm just trying to think how to answer this question. I mean, yeah, LLMs can do that, but like you want to also understand when LLM is creating some sort of weird things. So yeah, I guess like it's for people who also want to understand what LLM is doing when LLM is doing things. Of course, I can just get Cursor to do everything that we cover in this course. It will do even more. But the question is how much of this I will be able to understand and fix later if something gets broken, right? Like, is it important for me to still understand what's happening in my code? If for you the answer is yes, then you should take the course, right? So for me, the answer is yes. I still want to, like, yes, I rely on Cursor a lot, on other tools. Yeah, but I still want to understand what's happening because I want to have control on my code, right? If I don't understand, then what if the LLM makes a mistake? They sometimes make mistake, right? What if it does? What if I need to? What if I can't get it to implement the thing I want, right? So what do I do in this case? So that's the only answer I have, I guess. Okay, so should I take this course if I want to become an LLM engineer? So this is relevant for LLMs at all. But LLMs are pretty helpful, so I still suggest you use AI assistants, you use ChatGPT, you use Cursor, whatever you want, because you will learn a lot more if you do that. I'd like to know what's new or different. I think I answered that. I answered that. 0. Yes, we'll use Jupyter Notebooks. How do we submit homework? I showed. No, there will be, like, for this one. So I know where this question is coming from. So with MLOps course, I was not able to find the sponsors. That's why I said, okay, this will be the last edition. We will stop doing MLOps. For this one, I want to continue running this course even if we don't find sponsors. We don't have live sessions. Is the repo? No, the repo is not updated with FastAPI, UV, and PyTorch. We will update as we go along. The homework, I want to release it today. Is there a central site with links? Yes, the GitHub repo. Are the logistic instructions spelled out step by step? We will have some announcements on Telegram. Would it make sense to use MLflow? Yes, but we'll also cover it in the MLOps course. Okay, for this, I think I also answered. You just submit when the form is ready. Okay, that was a lot of questions I answered. So it took a little more time. Thanks for staying here with me. So now I turned on my camera again. Yeah, sorry if the connection wasn't good. I did my best. It's good that I have a backup connection and I was able to use my phone. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you had fun. I certainly did. And so we are starting this course now. Now what you can do is you can go and start watching the videos. I will make an announcement when the homework is ready and you can start working on the homework. It will be done on Telegram and you will also see it in Slack. And with that, I want to finish. I want to thank you. And I want to wish you to enjoy the course.